Welcome to my channel Daily Bulletin News. Kate's angry enough to kill after EJ threatens her, and Jada brings the hammer down on Kristen and Rachel. On today's Days of Our Lives, Javi helps Leo zip up his suitcase in his Salem Inn room, only to break the news that Rafe and Gabby don't know he's moving in. Leo starts to panic, but Javi just laughs that it'll be fine. They love their cousin. He hands Leo a key and says he'll meet him at home. At the Hernandez house, complete with a snazzy new establishing shot, Gabby gets home and is snippy with Rafe, saying she's stressed over EJ kidnapping him. Then she tells Rafe that Belle is sleeping with EJ, so there won't be justice, and he gets why the DA recused herself now. He heads out to the police station to check in on things, assuring Gabby that EJ's not getting away with anything. Javi shows up with suitcases and casually tells Gabby that they're just Leo's things, he's moving in. Over my dead body. She runs through Leo's crimes against Will and Sunny. People don't change. Leo's a monster who cracks jokes and disarms you until he screws you over. Gabby tells her cousin that he's a serial monogamist, and Javi blurts out, "I'm in love with Leo," just as he walks in. When Gabby tells Leo to leave forever, Javi says he'll go pack his things instead. They're living together somewhere, he loves Leo. Fine. Gabby lets him stay, conditionally, and lays out ground rules. Hurt Javi, he'll answer to her. She grabs her purse and leaves. Alone, Leo wants to be sure Javi is sure of this. He is. He loves Leo. You love me, Leo loves him, too. They kiss. Jada flips Rachel and Kristen. Paulina meets with Jada in her office, where she learns the cops may have a witness. Rachel Blake. She's sure Rafe was being held at a remed, then tells Paulina about her encounter with EJ in the Demera tunnels. Rafe was surely there, and EJ panicked when Jada came down and moved him. Paulina tells her commissioner that she'll never get a Demera to turn on another Demera. Rachel Blake's not a Demera, Jada points out, they can flip her. Kristen's sitting, looking worried on the couch when she pulls out her mom's gun. Rachel walks in and asks if she's going to give it back, and if not, maybe they should mount it over the fire. Rachel lives here, no way. Fine, Rachel Blake says, but at least keep it since it's a family heirloom and Kristen lives in a nest of vipers. Kristen points out that she's a Demera, and her mom could have taken her away from there at any time. But you didn't? Rachel gets upset and Kristen softens and says she's thrilled to have her back in her life. But they can't get reckless. Jada's sniffing around. I'm not concerned, Rachel shrugs. Kristen will protect her no matter what. That's what family does. Kristen sends Rachel upstairs to lay down, but Jada stops them both by waltzing into the mansion. It's considered quite rude to just stop by someone's home unannounced, Rachel tells her. Jada cuts to the chase and wants Rachel's testimony about Rafe. If she talks, she could save herself. Otherwise, she's going down with EJ. That's a promise. Rachel goes down, or Kristen helps bring EJ to justice. EJ and Kate trade threats. EJ storms into the pub and heads straight for Kate. How dare you tell my son about exactly how he was conceived? She never wanted to, Kate snaps. Johnny pushed until she opened up. Then she lets slip that it was Roman who let EJ's secret slip, and he flips out. EJ's about to go throttle that Irish relic, but Kate stops him, warning him that he's already on thin ice with the police. Actions have consequences, EJ, even if they come decades later. This is all EJ's fault. He hired Arnold to take over Rafe. Again. He was tempting fate by working with the other man who assaulted Sammy again. But what EJ did is so much worse. You'll never forgive Roman. Well, let me tell you, Roman will never forgive you, and neither will I. EJ accuses her of doing this for payback, but Kate yells at him that she's not as sadistic as him. Then she lists through all the other crimes and games played against Sammy that she left out, but maybe it's time for everyone to know. Salem has forgotten what he did and who he is, but she hasn't. And you think I have? EJ screams in her face. Hate him, but Johnny never needed to know the truth. Kate will rue the day she opened her mouth. He suggests returning the favor and reminding everyone of all the horrible things Kate's done. Maybe he'll just destroy Kate's kids. So many sons to pick from. You lay one finger on any of my children and I will kill you myself. EJ leaves and Kate throws a glass off the table with a scream. Paulina pops into the pub and asks if everything is all right. No, EJ just threatened my children. Rafe offers Johnny support. Johnny's out for a jog, but stops to think of his conversation with Kate. He calls Sammy and leaves a message. Rafe runs into him on his way to the bistro, and Johnny's happy to see his former stepdad instead of Arnold. They both know Johnny's dad is responsible. He just wishes he can help find the proof. When Rafe points out that proof means EJ is going to jail for a long time, Johnny's perfectly happy to hear that after what he did to his mom. Rafe thinks he's talking about Arnold, but Johnny tells him about EJ raping his mom. Rafe pauses, closes his eyes and sighs. So you know about that, then? He's known since before he married Sammy. Johnny demands to know why he wasn't told. Rafe apologizes, but says it was Sammy's story to tell, not his. Johnny says Sammy was just trying to protect EJ, not him. She married him twice. How could she build a life and have a child with that kind of man? Rafe points out that Sammy is still his mom, and she's still the victim. Don't lash out and create more trauma. He agrees with Johnny's questions, though, and doesn't have the answers. But Sammy loves Johnny dearly. They hug, and Johnny continues his run after Rafe promises him he's not alone. Kristen agrees to turn in Jada's office. Kristen's on the phone with Melinda saying she's needed. Jada enters and hands Kristen an immunity deal for Rachel. Kristen tosses it down and says her mom had nothing to do with EJ. Will she gamble with her mother's life? Jada wonders. Will she let her end her life in a cold, dank cell? She just wants Kristen to throw EJ overboard. Stay tuned and subscribe the channel.